Rightio guys, here we go back in the shed, ENZ. So what we're doing tonight is we're doing a kingpin replacement on the Dodge. So this is the stub axle part, new kingpin. I've already fitted some new bronze bushes inside, so the top and the bottom. So what we've got to do is, as with most kingpin kits, you press the new bush in, and you need to machine it slightly to fit the new kingpin in. So what we're doing is we can't alter the kingpin itself. That's hardened steel, and that needs to be where it is because it connects to the cross member on the truck. So what we've got to do now is I bought an adjustable ream to fit. So this is it here. So what we do is we adjust these two turning knobs here. So we just loosen that one off. So we loosen this one, and then we can adjust it with this. So what it's doing when we do that is it's sliding up these cutting teeth like that on a taper. So as we loosen this and tighten that, it's expanding the cutting face. So because it's adjustable, obviously we can start with a nice loose fit like such, and then as we're doing these, we loosen that and tighten that, loosen that and tighten that. As we do that, basically what we do is we adjust the cutting face, so it's opening up ever so slightly inside onto the bronze bush. So then we can just carefully adjust it, fraction at a time, remove the ream, and then check with the kingpin and to see the fitment, to see what it how it's fitting in. So I've done this. I've done a few little cuts on this one, but there's a little bit more needed. So let's see how we go. We just get that in. It can be a little bit fiddly, but just need to make sure that we can get that. And you'll notice it's starting to tighten up, and that's as the play is removed. So a little bit, and then turn the entire unit. So when we do this, we can see, I don't know if it comes up clearly, but it's actually starting to cut bronze material out of the bush. So because it's completely adjustable, we can do a few turns, make sure it's nice and free, turning quite nice. I have got a little bit of brake clean in here just to help with the lube. It does evaporate away, but it just offers a tiny little bit of lube. So then we just, once we've cut that and it's moving free, we remove that, give the bush a little bit of a clean up, get the kingpin, and try fitting. So we're just about there. I can see it's starting to enter in. So now it's just needs a fraction more, and we should be able to at least get that kingpin in. So once these are installed, you have grease nipples that screw into the side. So you screw grease nipples in, and on the inside, I'll just take this one out and let you have a look. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if you can see, but on the inside, where the grease nipple screws in here, there's actual grooves inside the bush. So when you've got a grease nipple inserted, kingpin is in place, you have grease packed in, so it helps to turn, and it just gives a little bit of lubricant. Obviously the bronze bush helps against the hardened kingpin, so that will always be a self lubricant, but the grease in there just helps to keep it free. So we want it tight, no movement, no play. Obviously it makes it a lot easier to drive, a lot safer on the road, and you know, that's what we want. And then when we put the kit on the top, it comes with a cap that sits on top with a rubber seal, stops any ingress of dirt and road grime, etc. So that's the top one, bottom one, nearly done. So what we'll do now is we'll just carry on with this one and move on to the underside there, and we'll show you the progress when we're finished. Talk to you soon. Rightio team, so we've completed one hole, which is the top. So this is inverted just to make it easier to work on. So as you can see, we're still working on the next one. A little bit of adjustment down at the bottom. It's nice and tight in there, so it's ready to cut. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's material dropping down as we're cutting. So another little adjustment as we go. We just keep winding on, a little bit of adjustment as we go, and then as long as it's cutting, a lot of these adjustable reams have a die that sits in the bottom, which acts as a guide to keep it straight and true. The bush that we're working on here is quite large, so I'm relying on the length of that bush to, by default, keep the ream nice and straight. The last thing you want is to kink it over on a bit of an angle. It will bind up on the actual kingpin when we put it in place. But again, the bronze bushes in here are quite large and reasonably forgiving. So I'm quite confident that we will be fine. Again, we just keep turning a little bit, cuts as we turn, and then we just remove it as we turn, and we just pull it out just so we don't score in the wrong direction. So we remove that, get the kingpin again, and just position it on top. So we still need some more material out of there. We are getting there. Like I said, the bottom one does go through relatively freely. It's still a little bit tight, but hey, look, it's brand new. So over time that will wear in. A little bit of the grease will help to make it move a bit more freely. So I'll just carry on with this and touch base again in a few minutes when we've got both of them all sorted. Talk to you soon. Right, everybody, what we've done now is we've finished off the installing of the kingpins on this side. Just trial fitting on the bench first. So we've used the adjustable ream, as I've highlighted, just to open up the hole to fit the kingpin through the assembly. So now what we've got is it's a pretty tight fit in there, but it moves quite freely. So there's not a lot of tight spots in there. That'll obviously get better with age and with a bit of grease in there, but pretty happy with the results. What we do now is obviously we'll carry on and do the other side. Once I've got the kingpins actually machined in to fit properly on both sides, I'll get the beam out off the vehicle, assemble these little stub axles with kingpins on the beam on the bench, makes it a lot easier, then fit them back to the vehicle when it's done. So as mentioned before, there's little caps that come on top, little dust caps that fit on the top here and underneath, that stops any grease escaping. Once we put grease in through the nipples here, there's one this side and one over here, and that just helps obviously to keep it lubed and keep it nice and free. But there's not a lot of play in there at all. like I said, pretty happy with the results. Turns quite nicely. Should free up a little bit more with some grease in there, but no play, that's the key. That's what we want. So now I'll have a bit of a clean up, do the other side. I'll get back to you when both sides are done and are fitting it to the beam. All right, so look after yourselves, take care. Next video might be something random, who knows? Might be finishing this, who knows? But subscribe, keep watching, and you never know, might learn something. See ya.